It's what you would expect.
What's going on, everybody? It's the Indoor Hunter, and Expansive Worlds has finally had their stream showing off the brand new weapons pack, the high caliber weapons pack, and I am beyond hyped for it. This is probably the most hype that I have felt for a DLC coming to the Hunter Call of the Wild since Raventuli Coast. Especially since a weapons pack. I mean, the smoking barrels was game-changing, but this one is literally game-changing. This thing looks awesome, sounds awesome. He does go on to use it against some animals that I would assume that pistols are going to struggle with, and it didn't do the best, but I'm very curious about how well this does against smaller class animals like class 4 through 5. I'm really excited for this gun, but that's not the cherry on top. The next two weapons are probably the most game-changing thing to come to Call of the Wild. Realistically, since the granted update, I can foresee a lot more success in the game with what's coming, and honestly, I'm more excited than if they were to say, hey, we're adding a new great one. Like, this is far better than that. Now, this next weapon, you can see him showing it off here. I am beyond stoked for this. I said it in my Christmas wish list. I hope that they add another semi-automatic shotgun chambered in a higher caliber, and boy, do we have it. 10 gauge semi-automatic shotgun. He also mentioned the fact that we are going to be getting some sort of new type of ammunition. I don't know if it's going to be similar to like the steel birdshot, for example, but it's not going to be brass shells like found in the other 10 gauge in the game, so they didn't really go into too much detail on that. Not sure what that's going to look like. That said, this is going to be hands down the best shotgun in the game. No question. Semi-automatic, it holds 4 rounds. It's going to be able to equip optics, which I was worried about. If you guys watched the video yesterday, I was kind of like hesitant about that. I was like, I don't know, can we put optics on it? Absolutely we can. This is going to be an absolute game changer when it comes to hunting small game, and honestly, this might make an excellent self-defense gun. It only weighs 3 pounds, and you can put slugs in it, which is going to pack a punch, especially if you're trying to hunt like wolves or something like that and you got that dude on you. Great, excellent self-defense gun. So I am very, very excited. Rix and I are definitely going to have to do another waterfowl hunt on Raventuli Coast with the 10 gauge shotguns because yeah, that thing's going to chew up and spit out waterfowl. And then last but certainly not least, the semi-automatic 300 Magnum. This thing blew my proverbial doors off. Not only seeing it in action, seeing how accurate it is, this is going to be the most game-changing implement to the game since the M1 Garand was added back with the Smoking Barrels pack several years ago. This is just going to make grinding so much easier for many reasons. During the showcase, the weapon is very accurate. It shoots very quickly. The recoil seems pretty manageable. I'm super stoked to use it. This is probably the one thing I've been most excited for Call of the Wild in a very long time, is this gun right here. Honestly, me personally, this is better than any new map or, like I said before, great one or anything like that. Just this is one of those things we needed in the game without us knowing we needed it, because I didn't know if they would ever go with the option of like, let's add a semi-auto 300. That seems insane. That would be too good. Meanwhile, they're like, nah, here's a 300 Magnum that's semi-automatic. You guys deserve it. So super stoked with that. Now, if these new weapons in this DLC doesn't get you excited enough, they are adding a new update to the game. They're calling it the Pistol Pack-In Update, and they are adding speed loaders for the revolvers, which we have been asking for the community since literally day one. It makes no sense that we didn't have them. Even with lightning hands, it still takes forever to reload, and I am super stoked about that because the 454 Rhino is one of my favorite guns in the game, and I am so looking forward to that, hoping that it's going to add to that reload speed, increase the viability of the weapon. It's going to be a ton of fun. Not only that, the game will literally change. They are reclassifying several species. Now, I don't know exactly which ones. exactly. We do have 2 confirmed. Bobcats are going to go from Class 3 to Class 2. Mule deer are going to go from Class 6 to Class 5. I'm personally hoping that their health models kind of reflect on that class change as well. Little hesitant about the Bobcats because I actually enjoy shooting them with things like the Mosin or the 44 mag, but hey, we'll see what happens. There's probably going to be more species that move around, so stay tuned for information on that. Again, if you guys are interested in watching this without me blabbering over it, I really recommend that you do. That way you can get that first-hand information. Just in case I miss anything, you can see this stuff in action. Check that link down in the description below. Scroll through it, check stuff out. Let me know in the comments below what you're most excited for. Again, this comes out March 12th, which is 2 weeks from the time of this recording, and it's going to be a long 2 weeks waiting for it. I'm telling you what. Actually, let's go ahead and sit here and watch this part. This is where he shows off the power of the 300, and it's just, that's insane. That right there, he just nuked that thing. RIP Buffalo herds, RIP capes, RIP basically anything class 9. What I'm really looking forward to most using this gun on is moose personally, but the raw power that this thing just has. I mean, he decimated these animals. There's no way you were doing that with the regular 300, that's for sure. And what's really interesting, when he shows up here, he actually gets a double lung on him. Granted, he was a little close. You could probably do that with a bolt gun, but I have a feeling the velocity is a little bit better. That said, I kind of left out probably one of the more important things that they talked about in this stream, and they are doing a ballistics rework, kind of. Essentially what they're doing, they're making sure that every single weapon is truly zeroed, meaning where you aim is where your bullet is going to hit, obviously if it's within range. So if you're zeroed for 150, your target's at 150, wherever that crosshair is, that's where that bullet's going to go. So accuracy seems to be going to the wayside, which is good. I mean, obviously in real world scenarios, if you're out hunting, your rifle is probably zeroed and you're going to want it to hit where you're aiming at, and that's what they're replicating here. So I'm super excited about that. That's going to cure some weapons of some of their issues. I know they've worked on the 243 in the past and it's not been perfect. It's still kind of wonky, and I'm really looking forward to it. They're obviously going to as well fix the jitter, as I call it, bug, where animals will be drinking next to the water and they just kind of like spawn back and forth, and that's definitely ruined a lot of trophies of mine. So that'll be good to see fixed, and yeah, we'll just have to see. They are doing another stream next week, so I definitely highly encourage you guys to go check it out, because I'll be there making sure we get some cool stuff. So until next time, catch you guys on the next one.